Hey you guys, what's up? Sloan Ketchum here, and I've got, I think, what is going to be a pretty interesting live today. I'm super excited to share this topic with you. It has been on my heart and on my mind for some time now. Thank you for joining me. And first and foremost, if you're catching me live, love you. Thank you for joining. If you are catching the replay, drop a number 2. Listen, my title for today is Comparison is the Killer of Joy. I know. Okay, so this has been something that I think has been on my heart. It's been something that I've talked about passionately since I was a little girl, and it is something that definitely affects me and that I'm still moving through. So if you know somebody who is maybe constantly comparing themselves to others, or maybe somebody who lets that come in the way, then this is a live that you're going to want to share. Sharing is caring, sharing is love. Share this with your peeps, people that you know that let comparison kind of get in the way. So I'm going to tell you a story. This live might be a little long, so sit down, strap your seatbelt in. Are you ready? Here we go. All right, listen. I am a normal girl. I grew up on the island of Oahu, on the North Shore, like what I feel like is considered like country of country. Hello, hashtag Red Raiders for life. Okay. And, the thing is, I really at a very young age thought that the world stopped and ended at Waimea Bay. Like, I'm talking to my Hawaii people, my Hawaiians in the house, all right? I grew up in a small town, and literally all I could see was in front of me. Like, that's all I could see. The things on, I'm going off on a tangent here, but stick with me, I got a point. The things on the television when I grew up, like, I didn't relate to, you know, like those movie stars or those pretty girls or the magazines. Remember when we used to like read the teen magazines? Like none of that related to me. None of it. Because I was this Hawaiian girl. Listen, I contoured my nose. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I contoured my nose. But back then we didn't have contouring. My nose was a little wide. My eyes were a little set. Before lips were good and plump and we wanted them, they were not in fashion, all right? I had this huge forehead. Can you see that? I had a big forehead. I did everything like different. Everything was different for me. The way I looked, like the way I acted, the way whatever, like things were different for me. But here's the story. I was a really tall girl. I was super tall. Like in the 6th grade, I was the tallest person in my entire elementary school, like taller than the teachers. And they were like, what do we do with this girl? My parents were like, what do we do with her? Well, obviously, we make her play sports because she's so tall. So they made me play sports. And I don't know if I got any of my Red Raiders in the house. Maybe you're going to catch the replay. However, they were amazing sports people. Like my girlfriend, I'm going to shout you out, Alvina, like amazing athletes. And I was like their little protege because I had no idea what I was doing. Long story short, I felt completely out of water. I've always felt out of water. I felt out of water in the way I looked. I felt out of water because I was tall and I couldn't play sports. And I'm so blessed that I had those friends and that they taught me the best that they could. They took me under their wings, but my point is, I was always comparing myself. Always. I was comparing myself because I was too tall. I was comparing myself because I wasn't a good, sorry, people be tagging or whatever. I don't know. I was always comparing myself. Hi, Shar. Hi, Carissa. Hi, you guys. Thanks for jumping on my live. I was always comparing myself to whatever the best was. And there was always something inside of me that wanted to be the best at something. I wanted to excel. I wanted to be good. But every time I looked around as a young girl, I saw somebody that was doing it better. And I took a little bit to get to this part of the story. And part of the reason why is because I want you to know that yes, hi Ramona! Yes, I hear you. I'm getting inboxes, I'm getting messages, I'm getting emails of people being like, Sloan, you be rocking those lives, girl. Woo, you were born to do this stuff, like blah, blah, blah. You know, not blah, blah, blah. I didn't mean, but like, woo, you be doing this, you be rocking it. And the truth is that I didn't start here. The truth is that it took me many, many years to be comfortable in my own skin so that I could be comfortable in front of this vehicle and so that I could be comfortable in sharing my message. And my message is that when we get stuck in comparison, it will stop us. It will hold us back. Hi, Uilani, what's up, girl? It will hold us back and it will do this thing that is the worst thing in the world. And you know what that is? It will paralyze you from your greatness. It will hold you back from your destiny. Because here's the truth. Here's what it is. So the next phase of that, my sisters, my queens, is that they were like, go play volleyball with the Red Raiders. And I was like, oh my goodness, okay. And I made great friends and I did it and it was fun, but it was not my thing. And then they said, maybe we'll make you be like a model because you're so tall, right? But hello, honey, this Hawaiian girl be really tall, but I got booty, okay? I got booty, I got legs. So I remember my very first time, I don't think they're around, so I'm going to say it. My parents enrolled me in a modeling class, and it was called John Robert Powers. How many of you girls remember that? They used to run ads on the radio, and like all the kids went. It was John Robert Powers. I remember the very first, I'm going to try not to like cry, but the very first time I went, they sat us around this really long, like executive table in Ala Moana. And our first thing was for all of us to get on the scale. Isn't that great? That's what you want to do when you're 12 years old, is get on a scale in front of everybody else. And I'm this like thick boned, like I haven't come into my own yet, whatever, you know? And I get on the scale and I was taller than everybody, but I was a big girl. And I remember getting on the scale and I was 127 pounds. I was about 5'7", and the lady that ran that modeling agency, she looked at me and she said, oh, we're going to have to work on that. And at 12 years old, that was the very first time that I realized that the world has a different opinion of who I thought I was. Because when I walked into that room, I was excited. I thought, I'm going to walk on the runway. I'm going to be this model. Like, I got this, right? And this lady told me, no, you're 12 years old. You're 5'7" and you weigh 127 pounds. You're too heavy. I was like, what? So I lived with that for a long time until I decided to do what I'm going to tell you to do right now. Until I decided that I was going to let that go. I was going to let it go because the truth is that our outer, like all this stuff, whatever it is, it has nothing to do with what's inside. So my point is graduating, moving on through all of this stuff that has been going on in my life, right? That now, even today, I look around and it's so easy. It's so easy to get caught up in comparison. This girl be doing it better. This live be better. This person has a bigger list than I have. This person has a better idea than I have. All of that All of that nonsense will keep you exactly where you are. And that's what I have learned. You know, how have I been able to kick comparison in the butt? I face it head on. Because let me not fool you in thinking that I don't wake up every day and think, oh my goodness, somebody out there is doing it better than me. Oh my goodness, somebody out there has got a bigger list than I have. Somebody out there is making more commas in their paycheck than me. Believe me, let me be the first one to tell you that yes, of course, those thoughts run through my head. But here's what I have learned through all of these years of dealing with comparison. I have learned that that is the killer of my joy. It is the killer of what I want to bring to the world. And I know for a fact that if you're suffering from comparison mode, my love, that it is the thing that is standing in the way of your greatness. So let it go. Because my message to you today is the same message that I wake up every morning and look at myself in the mirror. I tell myself constantly, honey, you are enough. You are great. And there is nothing that can stop you as long as you are courageous and you are kind. That's it. That's it. The world needs your message. It needs your voice. It needs to hear what you want to hear. And this was kind of deep, I know, but it is really the thing that has, you know, that I wake up with, that I think about constantly. And I know it's that block that I have to push through. And so many other women need to push through that it doesn't matter if that girl's skinnier than you, that girl's more talented than you, that person is doing more than you are doing at the current moment. All that matters is that you're consistent in your message and that you're willing to take the risk and bet on yourself. I love you guys. Thank you for allowing me to pour out my heart. Thank you for jumping on me with this live. If you loved it, share it. If you catch in the play, drop a 2. I can't wait to connect. Love you all. Have an amazing day. Aloha.